Decimation happening in Africa was unacceptable to me. And through fate, when I was on the air, I got a call from a guy named David Wallace. He says, "You've got to talk to my wife." And they have a safari lodge in Zambia. And she said, "Poaching is taking over this magnificent park and we need help." So we teamed up, and NSEFU is just over 4 years old. And I want to let you know that we have a ranger team, and in the past 3 months, we just got a report. We've had 27 arrests, 22 convictions. Last year, we had over 50 arrests. We had 98% rate of convictions. And we've been all doing this on 100% donations. We haven't had a grant hit or anything like that. So $5 and a stick of chewing gum, and we've been putting this all together, I swear to God. And I couldn't do it without our team. But what we're doing differently is that when we went into Africa, I said, look, I don't want to have 8 board meetings to pick the color of a truck. I don't have time for that. It's go time now. We have a good idea. We're going to execute this plan immediately to the best of our abilities. So in 4 years, not only have we built out a 10-person ranger team, we've built a school, and we're the first people to make mandatory wildlife education in the first grades. So we built this school for 60 kids, and we have 300 now. So it's like crazy. So we got to build some more classrooms. And all the other schools in the NSEFU sector are like, wow, wildlife program, that's pretty interesting. They want that in their school now. So when I go out in a few weeks, we're going to be talking to the schools about making it mandatory, because once you get the kids to understand the value of their wildlife, they're the future generation. They're the stewards of wildlife. We went in and started a beekeeping program, and the beekeeping program is a natural deterrent with wildlife because you have areas with farms and crops, and you have elephants coming in trying to forage for food. So this human-animal conflict, you have these beautiful animals killed just because they were eating crops. So this beehive fencing has been going in everywhere, and the farmers and the garden, the little gardens love it because the elephants aren't coming in. It's simple little things like this that go so far. We've also started a sewing program for the women, because you can't go into a country and say, stop poaching. A, not very polite, it's not your country. What you say is, we're here to help you. This is what we see. If your wildlife is gone, you think it's bad now, it's really gonna be bad. The continent of Africa will collapse if the wildlife is gone. End of story. The second biggest, tourism is the second biggest industry. So by trying to address all these issues, this whole look, we've been able to go in and build relationships and get people to change the way they think about their wildlife. Now they're coming up and saying, we want to start a conservation club. We're like, what? I mean, it's the greatest news ever, because animals over there are beasts of burden or pests. They don't look at animals, but now they're like, oh my gosh, the beauty of this elephant, I get it now. And in one of the things you'll enjoy is in the school program, once a month we take these kids out for a safari in the park. It's like living in East County and never having gone to the beach, even though it's close. So they're like absolutely amazed when they see these animals. All these pictures are like, what? We make them lunch, we talk to them about their wildlife, and they're changed. They're telling their parents about it. So we're starting this generational thing. So we want to thank everybody who has supported us, because every single dollar goes right into these programs, and we can't do it without you. So if you wonder if little organizations like this are actually making a difference, guess what? They are. But we have 100 elephants dying a day. Statistics really put the rhino deaths now at 6 a day. And we have less than 25,000 rhinos left. So this is a thing that we have to tackle in all cities. And it's one thing to march, but it's actually another thing to take a step forward and help organizations who are just grunting it out on the ground, trying to make a difference. Global March for Elephants and Rhinos has been significant. Because of them, they have gotten a global awareness to this program. So you'll be happy to hear that for the first time in Zambia, our NSEFU counterparts over there held their first march. And they were all serious about it. And they had meetings. And they had a huge turnout. Everybody was dressed up. They were marching. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like my kids have grown up. I was so excited. We're all so excited. This is like a change, a culture change. So nobody's done this in Zambia. So it's the first one. So there is a bunch of us on the ground trying to make this change, but we need to keep pressing on. We need to sign petitions. We've got to get after CITES, who, like Beth said, have 30,000 species to look at. Okay, yeah, good luck with that, because if you look at the red list, the IUCN red list, some of these people haven't researched a species in 13 years. They have no real counts. We have Botswana wanting to open up trophy hunting again. This was the sanctuary. This was the benchmark country. And now they're doing this ridiculous, no forethought idea here. We have South Africa that has a huge corruption problem. Kruger National Park used to be the gold standard of parks. And now they're proud of themselves when they only have 1,100 rhinos poached a year. Okay, something's wrong with that equation. Nothing to be proud of there. So we need to fight, and we need to sign petitions, and we need to let CITES know that you guys have got to step it up. You have to move elephants to Appendix 1 across the board. You have to get rhinos across the board. None of this, oh, we're going to move them to Appendix, no. Complete protection. And we have to stay on the countries for harsher penalties, not a slap on the hand if you've been caught with ivory or rhino horn. You're going to do time, and you're going to do serious time. So we have to stay on these countries until they capitulate, because it's almost like you have a kid and you keep seeing the kid do something wrong, and when you say, this hurts me more than you, but I have got to show you the way. It's hard, and you have to take a tough stance, and you have all these people like, trophy hunting helps conservation. Yeah, not happening. Sorry, less than 2% ever makes it into any kind of conservation, so forget that noise. So, you guys, that you were here today supporting these groups. We want to thank Art for Elephants for stepping up and doing amazing work. And our friends at Sea Shepherd, who are doing the work for the water and the ocean and marine life. And our friends at Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Bobby Brink is a very good friend of mine. And we're like soul sisters because she's dealing with the end product of wildlife trafficking and exotic pets. Here we've got them in Africa. They're being stolen out of Africa, and they're sold to freaking musicians for backyard pets. So she has to deal with the wrath of that. So all these organizations, I'm very honored, are here today. Rich, we want to thank you for being such a great DJ today. And I love your tunes with all the African, Africa and Tusk and all that stuff. So.
Can I get a plug-in for my mayoral campaign?
Yes, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are committed, and I love your commitment. 35 years ago, I ran for mayor of this city, and I ran on term limits. That was one of the promises that I worked for.